Visionautics, the story of a person rather bad at creating the world. Part 2. The room was cluttered to great extent, full of untypical, unidentified things. It could be a shop, but everything was covered with dust, so it was unlikely that anyone was buying there. "How can I help you?" Deep voice sounded. Majestic person in a carmine dress emerged from around the corner. Fabi lost the rest of the remaining confidence. They got a big breath and let their long-building frustration to lead them. They put papers out from their bag and pressed them to their chest. "I found a cipher that I keep thinking about. I would like to know, could you help me to figure it out, please?" They asked with a shaking hand, handing the treasure up. Carmine Person took the notes and glanced at them. Then they looked at Fabi in a strange way. "If it's something illegal, I will not tell anyone, I swear," Fabi said quickly. "No, it's not illegal. Just not well known." Carmine Person subtly smiled while looking through the pages. "So, can you translate it?" "Yes, in some sense. I can show you the meaning of this code," they answered, putting sheets one next to another on the counter. Then they went to a room behind them and came back after a while, carrying a weirdly shaped suitcase. They pulled out an unfamiliar object. "Is it a code-breaking unit?" Fabi asked, excited. Their interlocutor laughed. "I think that it could be named as such, but is able to do much more." They clasped the device to their cheek and nudged it with a rod which they drew from the same case. A weird sound reverberated. They did it a few more times and then slid this thing over the device, up and down, and again, over and over again. Sound intensified, becomes smoother, stronger, and whimsical in a way Fabi never heard of. They didn't know that there could be so much of a sound, not in a sense of volume, but overarching insistence impossible to ignore. Fabi weren't able to comprehend what had happened. Their legs went weak, their hearts started to beat incredibly fast, and everything around started to disappear, and Fabi got terrified that they destroyed the world, or maybe even all of the worlds. They closed their eyes and surrendered themselves to the sound, because at that moment they wouldn't even be able to do anything else. Though after a moment they abruptly opened them again. They knew this pattern that was coming to them. Fabi came to the table and immediately found the right page. Then they started tracking symbols with their finger. They still didn't understand what it was, but they weren't scared anymore. They started to see more clearly. Every black dot was revealing its secret, giving them an unexpected sense of control over the situation, including them into the peculiarity of the moment. Carmine Person stopped when they got to the end of the last page. "Pretty well," they said with approval. "You are not a fool." "What was that?" Fabi asked curiously. They were overwhelmed with feelings of loss. It was buzzing in their head, but their thoughts were clearer than ever before. "Magic," the same power which fills the Visionautics, but raw, unharnessed, and much stronger.
Can I take just a bit home?
It cannot be sealed. It is not just a sound which can be recorded and played whenever you want.
Fabi got a little disappointed, but he understood. They couldn't imagine object capable to trap this magic and able to use it for own benefit.
Perhaps I could teach how to bring it out, how to transmit it through this artifact.
Really?
Fabi shouted in disbelievement. I have to warn you, it would be a very demanding process. You would have to come here thousands of times before you would be able to conjure it.
Fabi agreed without hesitation.
Fabi was going quickly to work. Sun was slowly breaking through the morning fog. Branches of roadside trees were slightly moving due to wind. Drops that left on them after previous rain were falling on Fabi. Sounds, all of those sounds that they were looking for last time with Carmine Person, were swirling, vibrating under the surface. Fabi was feeling them, but they were unable to reach for them. It was painfully frustrating, but it was also increasing their energy. Every one of the frequencies that wanted to speak to them was crashing over Fabi's inability to embrace all of them together. As a result, those sounds were scattering into visions of unactualized possibilities. Fabi still saw that sidewalk was covered with mud. The work was pointless. Group of people gotten past by Fabi was obnoxiously noisy and difficult to avoid. The thing that had changed was Fabi's ability to not incorporate this into the order of the world. Magic that was weaving to their soul was like a source of light that was penetrating them to the core. It wasn't changing anything substantially, but was beautifying that which Fabi in no way was able to beautify. Ruth looked at Fabi and raised their eyebrows.
What is happening?
They asked suspiciously.
What do you mean?
Do not pretend. You've changed. Fabi was surprised. They didn't think that their colleague would be able to spot it. It had to mean that Ruth was really looking at them, really seeing them, not just their role in Visionautics. Fabi didn't see a point in lying. I'm going to the master. They are teaching me how to draw magic.
Isn't it dangerous? One can lose oneself in it.
Ruth whispered, putting a hand on their face.
I'm controlling it.
Ruth didn't look convinced.
Look, sure enough, I feel that it is inside me.
Fabi cautiously continued.
It wants to escape. It offers me a lot of things that could be, but I'm not submitting to this. I am creating only what should be. I needed it. Don't you see it?
Ruth looked them deep in the eyes,
evidently concerned even more. It was like they knew about something important, but Ruth just nodded and unexpectedly hooked Fabi very tightly. All Ruth said was, "Please, Be careful.